Hey everybody, GoldenBoy here with another chapter review. 1033 just dropped, so if you haven't read it, pause the video, read it now, and then we can continue. This was a really good chapter and everyone's excited about this. I didn't get spoiled, but I heard that, from people that read the spoilers that it was going to be a good chapter, and it was. Starting off real quick with the cover page, we just have Smoker and Toshigi, and they're dressed up, playing the villain with some penguins. Nothing really special, as far as I can tell, but it's just kind of funny to see Smoker and Toshigi always taking L's. These penguins look like they would probably wreck them, but we're used to that. But back into the chapter at large, we pick up right where we left off, Zoro versus King, and Enma is still on the fritz, I might say. Enma is still giving Zoro a lot of problems. I laughed when the next line was, "Trouble in paradise?" said King, and he dove at Zoro and he was attacking him. Pretty menacing looking panel here as he's towering over Zoro. And Zoro pulls out his swords and he makes a stabbing motion at King, which I thought was kind of weird because I don't think of Zoro as a big stabber. That's kind of like a Brook style move where he's a fencer. Zoro's more like a slash, but he stabbed King, and then King spontaneously combusted. This dude literally just exploded, and I don't even know what to make of that. That's very exciting, because I don't even know how he did that, but King exploded. We move on to the pleasure hall, and we see Sanji versus Queen, and this is where we get the confirmation on what everybody always knew. King is a surviving Lunarian, so it's good to get some confirmation there on that. Queen says that they were all supposed to be eradicated, and he says that those monsters could thrive in any inhospitable environment that the world threw at them. Makes me wonder what kind of environments the world was throwing at his race. Apparently it was pretty bad because they were all eradicated, and said that they were considered gods in the distant past. So that's interesting. And then the really weird part about this is Sanji asks, how could beings like that be wiped out? And Queen says, that's something you'll have to find out for yourself. So way to gatekeep that for us, Queen. I really appreciate that, dude. But no, that reminded me, it was very reminiscent of what Silver's Rayleigh said about the One Piece at the end. He said, that's something you'll have to discover for yourself. Maybe you'll find a different answer. Makes me wonder if this ancient kingdom and the Lunarian race has been eradicated. Makes me wonder if that all ties together, if King's race has something to do with the One Piece. Who's to say? I'm pretty excited to learn more on it. But anyway, we get back to King versus Zoro. Zoro pulls out that Lethal Lion Song move. I think that's always a pretty badass move. That's the one he used on Kuma at the end of Thriller Bark. And I like that scene in general. And this is a really good shot here of the Lethal Lion Song. And then something I noticed as well is King must have the fastest zone transformations I've ever seen in the entire verse. Like, he transformed and made that stupid face again, but he did that in one panel, and he shot that laser right at Zoro again, and Enma is still kind of inhibiting Zoro from doing anything. This dude King destroys parts of Onigashima. Rubble is falling down, and Zoro drops his swords. That was scary. I thought Zoro was actually about to lose one of the swords there for a minute. But Zoro drops one of his swords. He has a flashback to when he first got the Katetsu. Then he also had his flashback of how he first got the Wado from Kuina. And this is where Zoro's starting to think about it. Now that he's thinking about his swords, he remembers that there was an old geezer back in his hometown, and the old geezer's the one that taught him about the Tsunachi. It comes from Shitmotsuki village, and this old geezer is Kozaburo, and Zoro never really put that together, but the fan base kind of did, that Kozaburo was going to be at Shitmotsuki village. But it's cool we get to see a reveal here of what Kozaburo looks like, and man, he is ugly as hell. This dude looks horrible. He's just bad. Something really interesting there is he says, quiet boy, don't tell everybody that I'm a samurai, you're gonna bring the Marines down on my head. Why would the Navy care? None of your business. Now just scram, you snot-nosed brat. Why would the Navy care that he's a samurai? I mean, it's said that he left Wano illegally, but that's like a Wano thing, not a world government thing. So I wonder if this dude Kozaburo, he might have just been a menace. Who knows? But we get a nice little flashback of Kozaburo, and he's talking about... We get another confirmation here too, something that the community sort of speculated already. Each blade has its own unique will, and it's up to a swordsman to tame that blade and tame that will. So that's something that we've been thinking about since Mihawk. Mihawk said that his blade wants to be the very best. Zoro's can speak with his blades and he can feel the blades, and so it's good to get some confirmation there on that one as well. Kozaburo also says that it's a joke that deadly swords are believed to be cursed. That's just how blades are. I consider it praise. The weak think that they're cursed. They just can't handle it. So that's just another cool thing about the cursed blades. That explains why we've never seen the cursed blades do anything. It's because they're not actually cursed. It's just that Zoro's strong enough to handle a strong blade. So that's really cool. So when Zoro, snaps back to reality, he's looking at Enma, and he realizes that Enma's just testing him. And this means two things. One, Odin's even stronger than we previously thought. If Odin was able to just hold this blade as it was constantly draining his haki, that dude was a beast. And number two, Enma isn't just a power-up. People that were Zoro haters said, oh, Sir Sanji got the raid suit, but Zoro just got this Enma blade, this magic sword. Well, it's not just a power-up, it's actually a challenge, always draining his haki like that. So, and then right at the end of the chapter, we get some really good stuff. We see a bunch of beast pirates pull up and say, yo, let's jump this dude Zoro. And then Zoro said, nope. Conquerors Haki, he knocks out all of the fodder and says, alright Enma, let's do this. I'm going to take you out by myself. And he applies his Conquerors Haki to his blades with the black lightning, and Zoro is learning how to use advanced Conquerors Haki, and he's doing it right now. And that means that Zoro's among the very strongest in the verse. I'm impressed. I knew he was going to be doing it at some point, but he did it in 10:33. So obviously I'm going to give that MVP to Zoro. That was really awesome for him. So this is a good chapter. So into the fun part, the tinfoil hat. What does all of this mean for the story moving forward? I have a lot of questions about King's race. That big explosion was like maybe my favorite part from this whole chapter. Is he able to just explode on command? I don't know. And also when Zoro hit him with that lion slash, that's the one sword style slash, it looked like his head kind of splits, but he didn't die. It looked like if somebody were to cut Ace. It looked like a fire Logia. And I also want to know what these inhospitable environments that the world threw at King and his race. I want to learn more about that stuff. But King's race is really interesting. I want to know if it's tied to, the ancient kingdom or just the One Piece in general, because it's something that you'll have to find out for yourself. The next thing I want to talk about is Zoro's power. I think he and Luffy are tied right now, actually, and that's weird for me because Luffy's always got kind of like a leg up on Zoro because he's the main character. But no, I mean, they both have the advanced Conquerors Haki. As of 10:33, Luffy and Zoro are like neck and neck tied. But to me, this is actually more evidence that Luffy's gonna awaken. Law and Kid awakened, and now that Zoro's tied with Luffy, I think that's one more piece of evidence to say Luffy's gonna be pushing even further. So he's gonna awaken to outshine his right-hand man. This is a huge chapter for Zoro too, nothing against him. This is fantastic, I'm really excited. And lastly, a shameless Sanji plug, because I love Sanji too. I think we still have something big from him that's going to be coming. It looks like that invisibility is still on the table for him, even though he threw out the suit. I'm personally hoping for some Conquerors Haki from Sanji. It might be a long shot for this arc. I don't know if he's going to get it, but a boy can dream of a Conqueror monster trio. That would just be so dope. But anyway, those are all the thoughts I have on the chapter for this week. Pretty good chapter. Excited to see what's going on in the future as well. But thanks for your time today. Thanks for listening. And remember, stay golden. Thanks.